There's about a 3-second lag time. So, sometimes it's a good thing. Sure. Hello, Raquel. How you doing? Glad you could make it. Okay. So welcome everybody to the Village of New Paltz Planning Board, our regular meeting of September 20th, 2022. We are doing as much of it live as we can. We do have a few participants via Zoom. Business agenda tonight is we have some administrative business to go through, including approval of the minutes, some updates from the Village Board and Ulster County Planning Board. We have some updates from the Environmental Policy Board, I believe, and then we have no public comments. Actually, we have public comments section. I'm sorry. We have no public hearings. I apologize. Then we have several applications that we need to work through. Looks like we have 4 applications that we need to work through tonight. And so there we are. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do, did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes that she sent out almost the next day for 9/6/22?
Yes.
Okay. Were there any edits or any changes that we felt needed to be made?
Think so.
No, I didn't either. So with that in mind, I would like a motion to approve the minutes from September 6th, 2022.
So motion.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So the minutes have been approved. Is Will Murray here from the Village Board, Ulster County Planning Board? No. So is there anyone else from the Village Board that is waiting? I don't see anyone. Okay. So we will not have any updates from the Village Board or the Ulster County Planning Board liaison or the Environmental Policy Board, unless, Rachel, would you attend the Environmental Policy Board meeting by chance?
Yes, I was there, and so was Autumn.
Okay, so you want to give us an update?
She's probably better at it than I am, but they were definitely interested in seeing the DEIS as soon as it's going to be made available to them for the New Paltz Farmers. And they were talking about, I guess they mentioned the idling law a little bit.
Right.
They're kind of moving slowly on that. And then did Ted talk about testing the water for lead? He did mention. Yes, that. I thought that was interesting too.
Okay.
He's going to test our water for lead.
Okay.
The municipal.
Yes, the
Yeah,
municipal water, the pipes.
Okay.
Okay, anything else from them?
I don't remember.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Was there anything else?
Just the lead service pipe, it's an inventory. They're going to inventory the system for lead pipes.
Okay.
It's a federal program that needs to be completed by, I think, 2022.
Very good. All right, so are there any public comments? Do we have anybody that's in the waiting room for public comments?
I don't think anybody wants to speak. You have neighbors on board for our first application.
Okay. All right, we have no public hearings tonight, so we are going to move right into the applications. So we're going to start off with PB 2206, 42 South Chestnut Street, Prospect State Estates, LLC. So gentlemen, come on up. So this is an application for a site plan review to install a new driveway off Mohawk Road with the 18-foot by 54-foot parking area, 6 parking spaces, located on South Chestnut Street in the R2 residential district. So we need to review the revised plan, which adds landscaping screening along the driveway. And thank you for bringing us the specific items that you are looking to use in that. That's very helpful.
Thank you.
We're still waiting for comments from the Ulster County Planning Board. Their next meeting is when? October 5th. Okay, so the next board meeting is October 6th.
Our next
For
board
us?
meeting is October 4th, so. Yeah.
Miss it by a day. Okay. All right. So that's going to set you back. However, we're trying to get this moving as far as possible. We have already authorized the drafting of a resolution of approval. We're just waiting for the Ulster County Planning Board comments, and once we get that, then things are going to be smooth sailing.
You think that will be the meeting after the
Correct. 5th, so 14 days after that, the 19th
19th?
would be the time. So quite honestly, I think we have everything we need. And then just, you want to give us a little bit of information about the screening and how it's going to work on the side between your neighbor and your current and your residence?
Yeah, between 42 South Chestnut and 10 Mohawk Avenue, which is Lee already talked to the neighbor, and that's what they agreed on. Planting every 5 feet, a 3-foot tall juniper, and he estimated we're gonna need about 10 of them, and that will block the whole side of the driveway towards the neighbor.
Okay, and your neighbor's fine with that?
Yes, he was on the email forward, back and forth with him, and
Raising his hands.
okay.
Here is the neighbor. Yes, sir. How are you this evening?
I'm well, thank you. How about yourself?
Good, thank you. So we're just kind of reviewing the plantings that are being proposed for that area, and just want to kind of know, what are your thoughts on it? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think the applicant has done a good job in trying to appease my concerns. I don't want to have him break the bank. I think the 3-foot high junipers, will grow in nicely over the next couple of years and will achieve what I was looking for, just not having to look at all those cars. So I appreciate him being willing to accommodate me. So
Perfect.
looking forward to seeing the project. I know it's a safety issue for his tenants there, and
Right.
I think at the end of the day, it's a win for everybody.
I do too. Thank you. So with that in mind, all we're going to have to do is wait for the Ulster County Planning Board to send stuff back. We've got the resolution of approval, and then unless you folks have any questions.
No,
No, this looks good to me.
yeah, we talked about it before.
Yep.
Okay,
So as soon as we get that back, we'll have you on the agenda and we'll just press forward. Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you. We
Thanks,
appreciate your time.
Thank you. I got it.
So the next application is PB 2212 6 Grove Street. Do we have anybody here with that? Great, come on up. So quick summary: application for site plan approval to construct an addition on an existing single-family dwelling. Property located on Grove Street, consists of approximately 0.17 acres in the R2 district. Municipal law, the referral is required. The planning board approved a motion to refer to Ulster County Planning Board at our September 6th meeting. And so we are waiting still to get that back. Is that correct? So we're still waiting on that. We will then need to schedule a public hearing, and just got a few other issues that we want to go over here with you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to schedule a public hearing. So would we want to make that public hearing at our next meeting, or do we want to save that until we hear back from the Ulster County Planning Board? I think we just wait until we hear back from the Ulster County Planning Board and set the public hearing for that time, and then take care of everything at that point.
Would be the 18th.
Right.
Yeah, I'm also worried about putting too much on our meeting next week.
Next week,
with,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have you on that off week. We'll probably speak with our attorney and see if we can move forward fairly rapidly on it to get this moving. So we do have a couple of inconsistencies that were mentioned by our attorney here that we wanted to address. Says we're going to have to ask you to correct lot coverage inconsistencies on the plan and to revise the application paperwork to identify both parcels. We can send that out without the revision, which we've done, but they need to be on the plan before it can receive the full final approval. I believe Robin's on the phone.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Hi, Robin, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. So
Okay.
we're just going over some of the issues that were left outstanding, and they may have been cured or they may be in the process. So let's just run through those to make sure that we have it all squared out between us, okay?
Perfect.
All right. So what we are doing, we've talked about that we're going to schedule a public hearing.
Yep.
And we'll get that going here in just a few moments. But what we also want to do is we want to correct the lot coverage inconsistency on the plan and revise the application paperwork to identify both parcels. The bulk table indicates an actual lot coverage of 15.5%, but this is inconsistent with the lot coverage calculation under the bulk table, which indicates 12.4% currently and 25.1% proposed. And I appreciate you taking the notes, but we'll certainly get this information over to you as well.
Okay.
We just need to make it consistent with the current bulk table and then resolve to the proposed 25.1%.
Okay.
That's really the only outstanding item that she has here that we needed to address. So
Okay.
you're pretty close.
I think so. And so when you're saying the lot, can you just say the first item again, the lot coverage?
The bulk table indicates an actual lot coverage of
Okay.
15.5%.
Okay.
That's inconsistent with the calculations under the bulk table,
Okay.
which
I'll
is
double
actually
check it.
lower. And then the current one, the one that's proposed then would be 25.
Okay.
Okay. So those are really the only issues that we have that are outstanding. I mean, you're really close and we're about to get this solved. I talked with Corey today and he's on board with some of the things that both you, Robin, and you have spoken to him about. So we're getting closer then.
Great.
So with that in mind, we're going to do the next public hearing is going to be on the 18th. So
Okay.
I need a motion to approve the public hearing for application PB 2212 to occur on October 18. Second, all in favor? Aye. All right, so that you're all set there. Robin, if you'll take care of those other issues, then we should probably be pretty successful in getting it going on the 18th. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. That's all we got.
Okay.
Thank you. You're very welcome. So the
I'll set you up with a neighbor notification packet for the public hearing.
thank you.
Thank you.
So the next one is PB 2213, 38 North Manheim Boulevard, John Lazar.
Hard copy of the plan if you want to look at anything.
Absolutely. So in the summary, this is an application to change the use of an existing dwelling from a one-family residence to a two-family residence and to construct a new 1,071 square foot patio. We're going to need to declare this a type 2 action as it qualifies under seeker. There is a referral that is required as the property is within 500 feet of the town of New Paltz boundary. It is not exempt from referral because an increase in parking spaces is required by the village code. We will set a public hearing and just a few other things to go through. So first thing we want to do then, let's listen to what you have to tell us here.
Sure. Thanks for having me back. I'm Peter Wintermantle, the architect with the applicant. The homeowners are on the line as well, if there's any questions for the homeowners. So, we see this as a very straightforward, it's existing structure, one family will be converted to a two-family dwelling, which is a permitted use within this district. And really, the exterior of the house remains the same. It's just the addition then of that patio. So there's an existing, two-story structure here, it's 2 levels of living space. There's 2 garages within, here's the plans here, you can probably see it better, but there's 2 garages within that existing structure. And then there's this detached garage as well. So, the site really remains the same outside of the addition of this patio here. There's really, no changes to the exterior. So,
Okay.
pretty straightforward.
Any questions?
What's there now?
In the patio area. I don't know if the homeowner would want to speak to that. This existing deck is on the second level, so underneath, I mean, it's, there's no patio, it's just, I think there's some, some stepping stones or something existing from the driveway, but the homeowner probably.
Yeah, there's a pre-existing deck there right now with concrete underneath it, and then outside of that is just grass currently. So we'd be building the bluestone patio over grass.
Okay, cool. All right.
Questions, Zach?
No,
That's good.
Raquel? No?
No, it seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, this is a good night. Everything seems to be straightforward. Okay, so the issues that our attorney provided us are that the parking calculation on the plan is incorrect under the village code 212-47-1. Two family structures require 3 spaces per dwelling unit containing a maximum of 3 bedrooms. So each of those will require 3 spaces. So that is 6 spaces that are required because you have 2 dwelling units that are proposed, 1 3-bedroom unit and 1 1-bedroom unit. Thus, a total of 6 spaces are required, 3 for each dwelling unit. The plan indicates 4 spaces are required and 4 proposed. So we'll need to have those accounted for, or you're going to need to go before the board for an area variance. And so it's probably just simpler in terms of time and effort to.
Yeah, those will easily be accounted for, with the 2 existing spaces in the garage, and this is a 2-car garage, so
That's
those
4.
4 haven't accounted for any driveway, parking spaces. Right?
Okay. Okay. So that's the primary issue that we have right now before us on that. Other than that, as they said, it's pretty straightforward. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at classifying this as a type 2 action under seeker. So I would like to get a motion to classify this action for PB 2213 as a type 2 action under seeker.
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So we have classified that as a type 2 action now, and then we're going to need to refer this to the Ulster County Planning Board for the GML review. I don't think we need a motion to refer to it.
really?
I think we have, yeah. So we'll need a motion to refer this to the Ulster County Planning Board for their October 5th meeting.
No motion.
Second,
Aye.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So there we go. Just a note here from Corey, which I think is in all of ours, that tells a little bit about, he is speaking here to the escrow that's going to be needed. So the escrow says after a cursory review of the application, the fees that need to be collected are a total of $2,350 for change of use with no exterior changes, new construction, and site development. And then he says, this is a tier 1 application that does not require escrow.
That was in this memo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess what we will do is, as this is a tier 1 application that does not require escrow according to this, we won't create an escrow. We won't set an escrow until we get this figured out. Can you text Corey real quickly and see if he has, or whether that was a mistype?
Maybe that fee isn't an escrow fee.
Oh, Yeah, tier one applications for residential properties don't have an escrow associated with them. It's up to the board to determine if they would like to add an escrow while the application is under review. They'll express that.
Right.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Generally, what we do is we do charge an escrow, and of course, it is an escrow, and what is not used in the processing of the application is then, of course, refunded to you. So what we will need then is like to get a motion for a $2,350 escrow fee for the application for us here, PB 2213 for 38 North Manheim.
So motion.
Second,
One second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so we have that done. Okay, that's the next one there. So really, that is pretty much all that we can do.
Can we set a public hearing perhaps for October 18th? As
Yeah,
well?
I'm looking at that because she didn't mention that, but I think that we should probably go ahead and set the public hearing for the 18th. I think you're right on that. So can we get a motion to set the public hearing for the second meeting, October 18th?
No motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So now we do have we have the seeker done. We have the referral, which is going to occur. We have the public hearing set. So really, that's about all we can do tonight. That gets you far along down the road.
Great, yeah, we appreciate that. Because the scope is so minimal, would it be okay to authorize the attorney to draft a resolution? So if the public hearing goes well, then we can make a little more progress at the next time we're in front of you.
You know, with it being pretty straightforward, that's not an unreasonable request. Any thoughts from the board on that?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So then I'd like to get a motion to approve asking our attorney to write a resolution of approval for PB 2213, subject to the public hearing and any issues that may come up through our building inspector.
So motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. So yeah, I think that makes sense. So we've got that done as well. So there we are. That's all we can do for you for tonight.
Great time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this brings us to our next application, which is PB 2214, 123 Main Street, Southern Acquisition Company. You will come up and
Hello, I'm John Joseph. Probably gonna be a little bit confusing, but I'm gonna give you some back information.
first off, just in summary, this is an application for site plan review for the clearing of vegetation that's been completed in connection with maintenance of a drainage ditch under the village code 21223A. No lot, parcel, or site preparations, including clearing vegetation, grading, filling, excavating in excess of 30 cubic yards, or altering drainage shall be undertaken except in conformity with an approved site plan for the lot. So really, we'll just go ahead and listen to your presentation.
So just give you a little background. So I acquired a few properties from Dino Toscani. Dino is no relation to me. He is no longer a partner. I don't care what he tells everybody around town. I like Dino, but spins a tail. So we acquired this and two separate deeds because it was a complicated transaction with Dino. PJ Sabago owns this property, and they have a drainage swale that comes out and goes under a little culvert here. PJ contacted me about, it was backed up. So backing up into his driveway or back onto his parking lot. So, Ed Carroll, who is working over here on the lemon squeeze, and I've been allowing him to use our parking lot and stage and use, so we have a little barter system going. So he came in here with he's got a little machine on
I
site.
saw that ditch.
Yeah,
It was deep.
yeah, he scraped out enough so that PJ's drained. Okay. The problem was, I said, well, while you're in there, just get all the way down, because what happens down here. This is what the dish looks like when it's got some running water in it. It's mostly silted shut. Okay. But it does eventually flow down. Right. Flows down to. Yeah, you can see here where some trees in it that have fallen down recently. It's silted shut. So the water doesn't properly flow. When you get a lot of flow, it pushes down to this pipe that somebody cut a hole in at the end of it. Have it here.
Where does that pipe come out?
It goes down along the back of the condos. So these are the condos there. Here's the pipe. So eventually all this water flows into here. It's an improper mess. And what happens is all the sticks and debris would clog it up. I'd get a phone call from Blue to go clean it out because then the water would travel overland across the condo lawns. So what we decided to do, it's just a drain that comes, I don't know where it goes to, and I don't know who cut the hole in the side of it, but that was their solution. So it's a different standard of care that we have.
Which way does the water go once it gets in here?
It goes, I think it goes down to the wall field. Yeah, it goes that way.
Now, which condos are these?
They're the ones directly behind me.
Right.
Yeah, Orchard Heights, that's correct. So in an effort to clean this, because there's a pretty steep grade, Dino brought in anywhere from 6 to 8 feet of uncontrolled fill across this whole parcel. So there's a steep grade down to this. So the equipment operator said, you got to get in here. There was all kinds of broken down trees and debris. Clear it, clear all the broken down stuff out of there, and I'll dig it and push everything back so it properly flows. That's what I did. While I was in the
You know where the fill came from?
Yeah, it came from Woodland Pond.
Pond. You know that's likely contaminated with,
No, I tested it.
you sure?
Yeah, positive. I did a phase 1 before we acquired the property. So, when in the process of doing this, Corey issued a violation for starting construction without site plan approval and a cease and desist order. The fine is $200 a day. I explained to Corey that I'd have to go to the ZBA to get a determination because I'm not building anything. I'm still not building anything. So this has been going on since December. We have not been able to get through the ZBA for kinds of reasons. So now I'm here applying for site plan approval, but I don't have a project. I just want to clean the ditch.
Okay.
Why
So-
did you buy the property?
When did I buy it?
Why?
To develop it.
Okay. So you're going to develop.
I'm going to develop it.
You just don't know what to do yet, what you're gonna do yet.
Well, this is Jay. He owns the he owns Hampton Inn here in town.
He and John here are working together project.
So you're thinking of a hotel eventually?
Eventually. But we're not ready.
Right now, tonight, all that we're going to do, quite honestly, is give, we're gonna set the escrow. We're going to make the referral. Let's see. So issues we have here is site plan should quantify the amount of clearing seeking to be approved. Application identifies the property as SBL 8634-16-11, but the site plan identifies SBL, and it gives different ones, which has a different owner.
No, so
Well, hold on. The site plan also includes drainage ditches located on 4 properties in different lots. So this needs to be clarified. If it's more than one property, is involved and clearing occurs on more than one property, the owners of properties must submit owner's endorsements, and the application needs to identify all parties involved. Even though the same person may control all the properties under different corporations, all the properties must be identified. The owners must supply separately their required endorsements. So it's paperwork.
we're just so I'm clear. The property in question is this one. There's only one owner.
Okay. So from,
This is the property that has the violation.
okay,
And I'm trying to cure the violation by
Mhm.
applying for site plan
right.
approval.
And that's what we're going to try to do, is we're going to try to get site plan approval set up so that you don't have to go through the ZBA.
Right.
All we're going to do is memorialize the fact that you moved through there and cleaned it out, and then here's the site plan. That's all we're doing.
Well, this is the site.
Okay.
So there's no clearing happening on this side of the lot line.
No, this is John Johnson's piece.
Okay. And
No,
none here.
no,
Okay.
just on our side and just to clear the ditch.
They already cleared, cut that property.
Well, we cleared the trees.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm trying to get,
understand
John Johnson has some pictures. Unfortunately, I did not take pictures of what was there and the debris and everything that was in there. So, but John Johnson said he thinks he has some pictures, so it'll be a better indication of what's going on there. But I still gotta get in there and clean it. It's overgrown now. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose this guy's machine if I don't do it relatively reasonably soon.
Okay. So,
What does the cease and desist order stop him from doing?
um,
Anything?
from,
Anywhere.
from doing
Any
any
work at
work,
all.
continue to remove any further trees or to do any further ditch cleaning. But all we're going to try to do again is we just want to get you the site plan approval here, and there are just a few things that in order to get this, that we need to clear up.
Okay,
And whether they are correct or not, we need to get them cleared up. I think we have an attorney's memo, which Autumn can pull from, which will tell you exactly in much
That'd be great.
greater detail what needs to be done, and she can get that to you.
okay. Well,
So let's just kind of orally go over
that
this
would be
here,
great.
and then we'll kind of work through a little bit of them, but the actual detailed memo and the attorneys and Corey's statements, she can send to you, and that will give you the exact items you need to. We're just trying to get a framework.
No, I understand.
We're trying to build a house here, and then we'll let them do the rest of it.
Okay, what do you
So-
need from me?
So, Corey's note says, our office received an application from John Joseph of Southern Acquisition Company for site plan review to perform the clearing of vegetation associated with maintenance of a drainage ditch after the fact. This application is a result of a notice of violation and order to remedy issued for violations of the code of the Village of New Paltz. This parcel is in the B2 Business 2 zone. We've reviewed the submitted documents and have considered and submitted application ready for review. Documents submitted, the Village of New Paltz site plan, special use permit and subdivision application, Village of New Paltz site plan and special use permit checklist, the SEAF, site visit consent form, site plan that was done by Medenbach and Eggers. Then the Village of New Paltz Planning Board escrow deposit form and the proxy statement. So then he says after cursory review of the application, he says these are the fees that he suggests that we apply to this. So that part is taken care of. The identification of 2 properties. If it's only on one property, we'll need to clear that up. But it identifies the property that which is different from what is listed on the site plan, and which has a different owner. So the site plan indicates the drainage ditch is located on 4 properties. You're telling us that it is not, it's only on 1 property.
The drainage ditch is actually on 2. So 123 hospitality, but there's no violation on that property.
Okay, yeah, this doesn't deal with the violations. All this is doing is saying the site plan says that it's going through 1 and it actually goes through 2. We just need to clear that up. It's more of a paperwork thing.
So the drainage swell, we cleared
Mhm.
from maybe about here all the way down. Okay. But the violation was issued to this.
Right.
And I just want to make sure we're going to clear the violation so that we can
That's
proceed.
Yeah, exactly. And it's,
Because there's, like I said, there's no violation on 123.
right. So you're saying if only 1 property is involved, the clearing occurred on only 1 property.
One property got a violation, but the clearing occurred on both properties.
Okay. So you're going to need to talk with Corey to clarify whether it actually goes on just 1 property or 4 properties. And our attorney can also, once we give you this information, can also help clarify that.
I did speak to Corey, and initially I applied for site plan approval on the whole parcel. Okay. And he told me, no, just change it to the 1 parcel.
Okay.
So I've clarified that with him.
Okay. So, all right. So if you've clarified that, then that's a condition that we don't even need to worry about. I'll check with him tomorrow just to make
That's
sure
fine.
that that's good. The site plan should clearly identify the property boundary lines with thick lines.
That's here.
On the EAF Q3, question number 3 indicates the project site is 0.5 acres and the entire 0.5 acres is proposed to be disturbed. It also indicates the total acreage, including any contiguous properties owned or controlled by the applicant, is 0.5 acres. We just need to confirm those numbers, and depending upon how many properties, how many lots are involved, it may need to be bigger or it may just need to be the 0.5. And so see, I think that's where the conflict is. They were assuming that it went over all of these properties. You're saying it only went through 1 property. And on the EAF, you're stating it only went through 1 property, which is 0.5 acres. So there's just a conflict in determining how many properties, how many lots it actually goes through. And that's something you're going to need to talk with Corey about.
I did, like I said, we originally applied for the entire parcel.
Right.
And they said, no, to cure the violation, there's only 1 violation. So I guess I'm going to email him tomorrow
Good idea.
and have him confirm via email that we're just talking about Southern Acquisition Company, because he said there's no violation here, so I don't have to worry about site plan approval over here. I just have to worry about it here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that point that Ashley is making is that in the EAF, you indicated that the entire 0.5 acres of this parcel will be disturbed, when it seems like you're only clearing
A small amount of it.
I have the EAF.
Yeah, so maybe we can just like that.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
So it says, question 3 indicates the project site is 0.5 acres and the entire 0.5 acres is proposed to be disturbed. I think that's the key phrase there. It also indicates the total acreage owned or controlled by the applicant is 0.5 acres. These numbers should be confirmed and may need to be modified depending upon how many properties are involved and the amount of the clearance and disturbance. So if it's smaller, you just need to make it smaller.
Yeah, I just don't see
Because the way that you stated, and Zach is right, the way that it is stated on question 3, the assumption is that the entire 0.5 acres is going to be disturbed.
Probably not.
She's
In
saying
the like
what
larger.
number? Right.
Yes.
Total acres of site plan action, 0.5, total acres are physically disturbed. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I just want to make sure I get this right. And
No, that's perfectly understandable.
I think I can clarify for the SBL also.
Sure, go right ahead.
It's in the box, at the bottom. The site plan, that's where the That's where it's listed correctly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, the physical address, 123 Main Street, Village of New Paltz, that's the address. Oh, this is it, this is it right here. This is it right here. This has got to be changed to southern. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got, you're gonna reach out to Corey about the number of properties that are involved, the number of lots that are involved, so that we can get that cleared up, so that they don't, so the assumption is not that it's all 4 properties, that it's only 1 property that's being disturbed. And then you're gonna modify the question number 3 to say it's not the entire 0.5 acres, it's only a slim
It's a
portion
small
of it.
section, that's right.
And we'll get that, so that gets us down to. Hold on here. Yes, it says the site plan should quantify the amount of hearing seeking to be approved, so that's what you're gonna do with that one as well.
So this is shows that on here. What I will do is put a distance on it.
And just measure out
Yeah,
the square footage area,
yeah, it's basically from here
right,
back down to here.
right,
And then we'll figure out the actual square footage of the disturbance.
okay.
Okay.
Perfect. And then.
There are not any more trees coming down, correct?
No, I can get in there now. So I mean, I can get a machine down there into the slopes. But it's pretty rugged in there. It's pretty
Yeah.
steep and rugged, and I got to get in there to work.
So, the application and the site plan have an inconsistency with the identification of the property. One says that it is 311, and the other one, and the site plan identifies it as 312.
I understand.
So got that one figured out. So we've knocked out really 4 of them here. So then you're gonna make sure that the application, the site plan is gonna be identified by thick lines.
I think it is. If we're only talking about that one property, then.
But I'll give you distances and total square footage of disturbance.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And again, Autumn will be able to provide you with the detail that came out on this. So with that, then the last thing that we have for this part is that question 12 on the EAF indicates the project site contains or is substantially contiguous to a building or district listed on the National or State Register of Historic Places. And it's been determined eligible for such listing. So what building is that is on the National Historic Register?
Oh, no.
But you did indicate that it was next to something, right?
You know what
If
that
we look-
something was?
If we look at the EAF again,
Oh,
maybe.
No.
I don't know whether the inn at Orchard Heights is on the National Historic Registry or not.
I
don't know. Yeah,
I mean, is it even contiguous to that property?
well, that's just it. It's just a question. Is there one that's contiguous to the property or not? What do you see, Rachel? Anything?
Probably
I mean, Raquel?
near that other question. that
I mean,
you
from what
said.
I understand, is that this is on the opposite side of the apartments.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that those apartments were constructed in like the 70s, so I don't think that there would be any problem with
Yeah.
That was not.
No, not the apartment.
I don't know if there's anything that it's next to contiguous with.
I
So-
can have checked with I'll have the civil engineer. I know what to do.
That's the answer.
I got it.
So
So
that,
historic.
right. Question 12. states that it is contiguous to a building or district listed on the National or State Register of Historic Places. And the district,
Huguenot Street's the only place in town, right?
pretty much, yeah.
Library.
The library.
The library's over here.
Yeah, not right next to it though.
So
Maybe we
just
could
have your,
probably take a look at Ed Carroll's application or, ask him because they're right next to each other. I could.
that's a good idea.
I
Yeah, I
could look up his old one.
I don't know what else.
Hold on, Raquel's on the question here.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it right now, but I am.
No pressure. All right. So if she finds it here, we're going to next set an escrow. And then let's start with the escrow. So Corey suggests that we have an escrow set for $1,000 for new construction and site development. So what we are going to do then is I would like to get a motion to approve an escrow for PB 2214 123 Main Street in the amount of $1,000.
A motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
So that has been done. So Corey's application intake memo indicates a zoning code review, VCR, will be performed. So we need to receive that zoning code review prior to scheduling a public hearing. Okay.
So that zoning code review on,
Of the project and that specific parcel.
so just the ditch clearing?
Yeah.
Well, this is actually not buildable by any means,
Okay.
just to let you know.
Yeah.
It has no road frontage, no access. It's not even a buildable lot.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that. So I don't know how I'm gonna give you a code review.
Well, Corey's gonna reach out to you and get that started. So, so based upon that, I think you have your task list, and Autumn can certainly get you a check sheet on what needs to be done, but that's really about all that we can do. He says he's gonna perform the zoning code review and submit prior to the meeting.
So he's gonna perform the zoning code
Yeah,
review.
he is,
Okay.
and then he's gonna submit it prior to our next meeting, when we discuss this, and that's it.
So I don't have to worry about that.
No,
Yeah, because when I looked at the code, which I have right here,
Mhm.
there's no frontage, there's no access, there's no,
no,
it doesn't meet any developable standard.
No.
So eventually it's gonna be merged into all of this.
right,
But that's gonna be done at the site plan approval process, which is not
Exactly.
ready yet.
exactly. So that's the work that needs to be done, and we'll get that done, and then we'll see you back here, and we'll move forward.
Obviously, I'd like to try to clear the pitch reasonably soon. When do you think we can have a public hearing? Does this have to go to county? It's not on a road. There's no road
Well,
frontage.
we're gonna need to get the public hearing, which will be set at our next meeting. Once we have all this information cured, then we can set the public hearing. So bring all of that, we'll set the public hearing, and then we can move forward.
So when would the next meeting be?
The next meeting.
Next one is the 4th, and then the next public hearing would be the 18th, if everything is okay.
Before we got Moriello's project, all right? So
Right.
there's really not gonna be any,
Well, we're gonna try to take care of some of the simpler issues first and quickly, so that we can then get into make the deep dive into the Moriello project.
so when would I have to have this back to be on for the 4th? Because this is really not very much things.
Gonna have to have it when the Wednesday before the next meeting, is that correct?
Wednesday before the next meeting. Yes, so ideally, we're not bringing this to the county.
Well, it doesn't have road frontage. I don't think it
Well-
goes to the county.
The property is within 500 feet of the 30 feet.
Yeah, have to be referred to county.
I think that only applies if aren't there some other like conditions? That's not the only condition. to-
Property located within 500 State Route 32, an application does not fall under any exemptions to referral under the agreement with Ulster County Planning Board. So we'll have to do that.
So
really?
if
Okay.
you could get me revisions to the site plan. Yes, your revision later.
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
put this- Or, sorry, if you choose to send it to county.
Yeah,
for the next meeting.
we're gonna have to do that. So we need to get that as quickly as possible.
All right, so, so the meeting's on the 4th, so I have till the 27th, I have it back. Yeah. Okay.
And then once we have that, we can set the public hearing. The information back and those items cured, then we set the public hearing. And get Corey to do the zoning code review as quickly as possible so we can get that public hearing set. 'Cause that's one thing that's our stumbling block. We have to have that before we can set a public hearing.
Okay.
Well, that's it.
All right, well, thank you, everybody, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see me on, there's a lot of, I got a lot of stuff going on with you guys.
There you go.
Acquired, the existing building where our pizza is, the pizza place and all
Yeah.
those, so I've been restoring that. Hopefully I'll get a painter out there and the door.
Oh, you got the
replaced.
whole Dino portfolio, huh?
I got the whole- Yes, lucky me.
Yeah.
But the one thing that the portfolio did not come with was Dino. So, and not, look, I like Dino, but he has a completely different standard of care and style.
There you
So
go.
he just needed to move on, you know?
Well,
And,
we'll be seeing you then.
All right.
So You'll see more of me.
Very
'cause
good.
We're gonna change some things around out there.
Do you have the documentation for the soil testing?
I do.
Awesome.
So, what we're gonna do next is we're going to find out, or anybody else that is perhaps wanting to speak to anything, any public comments? None? Okay. So, with that in mind, our next objective is, need to get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Hi,
Thank you, Raquel. We'll see you next time.
thank you. I'll see you next.
Thank you.